Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jorge Samartin, and I will be presenting Deliverable 5 on employee empowerment. Today's date is December 3rd, 2017. Um, the scenario is an American internet technology company has merged with a Canadian social media company. Because of this merger, performance is not as optimum as the executives have hoped. Morale is low and stress is up. The new company hired me as the organizational development consultant, and they have given me the task of finding out the issues and what steps to take next in order to get back on track. What I have done is that I have observed the company and the interaction communications, and I have noticed the stress of the employees. I have come up with a plan to help fix this issue and increase employee morale and reduce the stress in the environment. Um, I'm going to explain up next what employee empowerment means. So, employee empowerment is a way of employees being more receptive to constructive feedback of a process, procedure, or system which was designed in a collaborative manner. Empowering employees takes pride in delivering excellent customer service. Therefore, like employees who are not engaged will typically not be as productive as an empowered employee. Empowered employees are more skilled, more involved, they're more productive, and they take accountability than those who are not empowered. Empowered employees can have a significant level of fulfillment, which translates into a high level of loyalty to the organization. And lastly, employees who are driven typically go above and beyond the call of duty. Next, I'm going to talk about some techniques and interventions of employee empowerment. Sufficient training. When there's sufficient training involved, employees are empowered and they are typically more more involved and are though help them to meet performance expectations. Effective delegation. Employees should understand that the task is being delegated to them. Express confidence in the employee. Employees who believe their leaders have trust in them will typically be more equipped to do their job responsibilities and be more productive. Um, Also, providing employees with the access to train in different departments enables them to view the organization from a whole different perspective. Providing adequate resources. Those employees that are given the tools and resources necessary to do their job typically perform at a higher level and result in creating less negative problems. And lastly, employees who are empowered when they are granted the authority and the manner in which their tasks are carried out will typically be more engaged in the workplace. Next, I'm going to talk about interpersonal communication and how it impacts the organizational effectiveness. Interpersonal communication skills is super important because it affects the efficacy of virtually every division of the organization. When an employee has good interpersonal communication skills, it minimizes incoherent and unorganized ideas that may adversely impact the organization or the impact the productivity in the workplace. So leaders must do everything in their power to ensure that they are providing the necessary training to increase interpersonal communications in the workplace. Those teams that cannot interact effectively with others can affect the organization's effectiveness. Next, I'm going to talk about how workplace stress and its impact on the productivity can create an impact in the productivity and morale. So first, workplace product. Sorry. We can broadly define stress as the manner in which the human body responds to challenges. There are a multitude of challenges that individuals face daily. High level of stress negatively impacts productivity and interpersonal interaction, which can hinder the organizational effectiveness. See, when employees are stressed out, it can ultimately make them feel like they're not doing their job properly, which then leads to them not being as productive as they should. Work overload, long hours, unrealistic expectations, and minimal responsibilities can create a negative environment in the workplace. So, overloading employees with too much too much work and not really setting goals can make the employees feel overworked. Therefore, again, affecting their stress levels. However, not all stress necessarily is bad. Some stress can actually help the employees focus and enhance productivity. But in order to do that, employees need to feel engaged and they need to feel like they're part of the team. So leaders need to set clear expectations and also reward their employees when they're doing a good job. In conclusion, empowering employees in the organization will typically result in an increase of productivity in the workplace. Not only that, but employees who feel like they have the trust of their leaders um, and that they believe that their leaders believe in them will typically show an increase in their morale, and also it will help reduce their stress level. And again, improving interpersonal communication is the key. By doing so, this will help employees be more effective in the workplace. And lastly, organizational leaders must proactively address the workplace stress right away to prevent from employees from being disengaged and prevent high employee turnover. Leaders need to do everything in their power to ensure that they are consistently motivating their employees and recognizing them for the hard work. They must model the way for their employees. That is the key to maintain employees happy. Thank you for listening to my presentation.